Welcome back, guys. For some families, a cast iron skillet is a prized possession in the kitchen and can be handed down from generation to generation. But what are the best dishes to cook, and how should you care for this culinary collector's piece? Joining me in the kitchen with all that you need to know about cast iron cooking is celebrity chef ChefMarkKalix. So wonderful to have you in our brand new kitchen.
Our brand new kitchen. It's lovely. I love cooking. And I love new kitchens, and I love cast iron because it's so versatile.
Yeah.
Because when you're working with cast iron, you can use gas, you can use a grill, you can use the camp stove, you can even throw your cast iron pan on the campfire and be really creative. It cooks anywhere.
Yes, the pan is so versatile itself. What do we need to know, though, about caring for the actual pan so it doesn't end up old and rusted and all of that kind of stuff?
That's right. So really the big thing is making sure it's dry before you put it away. So this cast iron pan, I was cooking on it yesterday, and I went ahead and I just scrubbed that with soap and water.
Soap and water.
And then I stick it in the oven, a hot oven, for just a few moments to make sure it's really, really dry. I give it a quick spray of pan spray or oil, wipe it out, and it's good to go.
Good.
It's that simple. But what's really important with cast iron is making sure your pan is good and hot before you add any ingredients. If you don't hear the sizzle, then you're going to start having sticking and maybe even some problems with the pan not being well seasoned.
Heat is key with this.
Heat is key.
All right, so what you're making here, on the scale of easy to hard, as far as cooking, is this going to be something easy somebody can do at home?
1 to 10, this is a 1, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because we're just preheat the pan, throw in whatever you got. I happen to have some shrimp and jalapenos, and the best thing ever is some hominy.
Yeah.
And hominy is corn that's been soaked in food acid, lime juice, and then you just open the can and you add it.
I remember my mom cooking with that when I was a kid.
That's right. And this is kind of a twist on shrimp and grits, because if we were to grind this, we would have grits.
There you go. Okay, so very much like a Southern style dish here with this one.
Southern style dish. And what do you need with Southern style dishes? You need, I'm just going to bring the whole pan over. You
eat the whole thing.
You need cornbread and you need honey butter. So before I got here, I went ahead and I baked some cornbread. I did this in the oven, but sometimes I do it in a cast iron Dutch oven when I'm camping.
Okay.
And then honey butter, you got to have that, because what it is honey and brown sugar and all my favorite spices. Five Spice does a lot of the heavy lifting.
Okay.
And you a fan of cornbread?
Yes.
All right.
Love cornbread.
I'm gonna
So is there a benefit to using the cast iron, or this is the way you should be making cornbread, hands down?
Do you know any other way to make cornbread?
No, I've never made it myself.
Anybody make it? I'm gonna let you hold that.
Okay.
Making
hold
cornbread.
it, or can I eat it?
You can eat it. Yeah, it's delicious. So what you do is you get your pan good and hot.
Oh my God.
And then you add your batter into a pre-greased pan, and then it bubbles and it goes in the oven. 20 minutes in the oven. So simple.
So good. Okay, wait. How did you make this butter? This is whipped. It's creamy.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Thank you. So I love, my mouth is full. I love it. It's so good.
Exactly when I asked you a question.
I whip my butter. And I like brown sugar, because what the brown sugar does is it pumps air into the butter. It makes the butter really light and fluffy. And of course, you got to have honey, because it's honey butter. And then all the good stuff, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, the Five Spice, a little bit of cayenne even, just for a little kick, and a pinch of salt. That's really important.
And are you using egg beaters, or how are you whipping it?
You see my big KitchenAid mixer here? I'm not going to do this by hand.
No.
I'm going to throw it in the machine with the whipper and get it going, nice high speed. And then while I got that going, I'm making my cornbread in the oven. In just a few minutes, you can do so much with cast iron.
Yeah, let's talk about, because I would even look at this as a dessert, but what about desserts, and what can you do with that? How versatile is the cast iron?
Yeah, absolutely. So whether I'm going on the stovetop, the oven, or the campfire, I like to take some berries with sugar and vanilla and get that nice and hot, and then I make kind of sweet dumplings. So think flour and maybe a little baking soda and some sugar and an egg, mix that together. Plop it on top and either let it simmer or throw it in the oven, and you got a beautiful cast iron dessert that's just delicious. Come fall time, I might replace that with apples or pears. And it's spring, so I'm thinking peaches. Palisade peaches are wonderful in that.
Yeah, and obviously you'd probably want the pan to cool down a little bit, but can you just like dig in and like eat it right out of the pan?
Yeah, I'm just going to get right in there. We're not very fancy. And I come from a dessert first family, so we just get in there with the cast iron pan right with the spoon.
Yum.
And it's just wonderful.
This was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to have to finish this in the commercial break. As always, Chef, we so appreciate you coming by and doing such a great demo for us. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Yep. And celebrity chef KalixMarkKalix, he is the chef for Appliance Factory Fine Lines. You could also earn a free in-home cooking class or dinner party. Find more information on his website at celebritychefmarkk.com.